What's going on, guys? This is Tyree. Welcome back. Damn dog. What's going on, guys? This is Tyree. Welcome back to the channel. I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing. For all the new subscribers, hey, what's going on? And for the older subscribers, I'm glad you guys decided to come back. So today, what I wanted to talk about is, again, how to stand for the restoration of your marriage, what it means to stand your ground, being relentless in your faith and your devotion, not only to God, but to yourself and to your marriage and to your spouse, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how it is that they treat you, regardless of how it is that you feel in the wee hours of the night. You have to stay focused, motivated, encouraged, and assured in all stages of your life, because this is the most trying time of your relationship. Why is it the most trying time of your relationship? It's because, one, you feel like you will be alone. When a spouse decides to leave, or they decide to leave the home, or when they decide to just stop working in their partnership and teamwork with you, there feels like a part of you is lost, a part of you has died, and you enter a grieving stage. And so during that grieving stage, you may run the risk of losing yourself. You might run the risk of carrying resentment and anger, not only for that person, but for your life and your situation, the job that you have, the people that you interact with. And you start judging the way that people live. You start judging the reason why people do what they do. And in doing so, you are now finding a way to diminish who you are as a person, because all you do is judge other people. I'm not saying you're not, it's not natural. That's totally natural. That's the thing. It's natural for humans to feel that way, for people to act like that, because you're hurt and you're full of rage, and maybe you're full of confusion. You don't know which end is up and what's going on. But you tuned into this YouTube channel to try to get some understanding or a little bit more clarity on a situation. I hope that I can continue to provide that for you as you continue to watch my videos. So what I want to talk to you today is a blog post that I wrote not too long ago. It is titled, "When to Take Your Eyes Off of the Prodigal Spouse." And I'm telling you to take your eyes off the prodigal spouse. Like, people ask, Ty, why would you want me to take my eyes off the prodigal spouse? Are you asking me to go blind? Are you asking me to play dumb? Are you asking me to just leave them alone? And let me try to answer this as best I can. No. I don't want you to play dumb. I don't want you to, I don't want you to be blind and totally oblivious to what it is that they have going on. But what I do want you to do, what I am asking for you to do and advising you and instructing you to do, is to stop judging what it is that they are doing. No matter how much it doesn't make sense, no matter how much danger it puts them in, you have to take your eyes off of what they are doing, because it only works to do one thing, and that's worry you sick. Worry you absolutely sick. Now, for those who are standards, that's not an easy thing to do. It's damn near mission impossible, getting people to turn their eyes another way, to turn the other cheek, to not only get past how they feel, but to arrive at a point where they can still continue doing what they're doing regardless of what's going on around them. So the best way for me to illustrate for you that point is to share a part of my own story. And so in my own story, I with me and my wife, I was always judging what she was doing or what her motives were, and I always assumed the worst while I was standing for my marriage, while we were going through the tough times that we were going through, our separation and things like that. I was looking at, who was she talking to? Even when she wasn't around, I was wondering, who is she talking to? Why does she feel this way? What did I do to deserve this? She's doing this. She's doing that. This is not fair to me, and I feel like I'm going to lose myself, even when she wasn't around, you guys. So when she wasn't around and I thought like that and I carried myself like that, I had an issue. The issue was that I took that same energy into my work life. So whenever I worked with people, some people would check in on me, see how I was doing, but then I was snapping at people. I was snapping at them. Or the other side of the spectrum, whenever somebody was trying to help me, they wanted to include me in activities to get my mind off of what was happening, I totally withdrew. I didn't want anything to do with them, because it had nothing to do with my wife. And if it didn't have anything to do with my wife or my kids, I wanted to do nothing. I was basically laying there and just letting time and people just flow by. And that's not something that's not healthy, basically. It's natural. If it happens, it happens, but it's not healthy. So what I had to do in order to change my attitude and change my perspective on what happened, I had to stop I decided I had to tell myself I had to stop living my life like I'm angry. I have to stop living in a way that was detrimental to my kids, detrimental to my own health, and I had to let go. And to let go means no matter what it is that was happening at home, no matter what it was that my wife was going through in her own journey through this entire experience, I had to stop looking at her, and I had to stop worrying about what it is that she was doing. Because let me tell you, at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about your spouse. If they want to stay, they will stay. If they want to leave, they will leave. And the thing is, you have to be able to let them go. You can cry about it, you can be angry, but at some point you have to let them go, because there's no point in fighting over somebody. You don't need to fight with them over anybody who chooses not to be around you. You are diminishing your meaning. You are diminishing your purpose. You diminish who you are as a person. You're diminishing what it is that your purpose is on life. Like, your whole life is tied to what it is that that person is and what it is that what they mean to you. And so you've probably heard about people who idolize their husbands and wives, and maybe they do for so many different reasons. We could get into that later on, but today, take your eyes off of the prodigal spouse, and not just doing it, but you have to ask for real help. So one night I asked God, and I prayed to God, and I said, Father, I'm tired and I'm angry. I'm not just angry, I'm pissed and I'm confused, and I'm sick of both of them. I'm sick of being tired. I'm sick of being confused. So I said, Lord, if it's meant to be, whatever this is, I have to give my situation to you, because I don't have what it takes. I don't have everything that it's going to take to make this all work. I tried it my way and it didn't work. I tried being the father that I thought was the best version of myself, which turned out to not be so true. I tried being the picturesque husband and man of the house that I thought was real, and it wasn't. And maybe that's because I was too young, or maybe I didn't have enough skills in those areas. But I realized eventually that I had to be humble enough to ask for help and to ask for grace, and I received it. That was the change. I received that, and it wasn't all at once, and it definitely wasn't overnight, but it was every small step I got to take, I did something else. And something as small as like painting a room, something as small as making a phone call to a bill collector, something as small as sending my wife a text. I don't care how she was going to respond. I got up and I decided, hey, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z in our home. I'm going to do X, Y, Z with the kids. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z with our meals for the day. Something small, nothing crazy, something small. And I kept it simple, sent that stuff off, and I bet on me. Because God gave me the assurance that I'm, one, faithful, and that I am humble enough to experience life the way that He wants me to experience. That I can live the life with the confidence that He instilled with me to begin with. That's what was important. And I'm pretty much sharing with you the same type of advice. Take your eyes off of them. Okay? Because next thing you know, they feel like they're being chased, which is what a prodigal can't stand. They don't want to be chased. They don't want to be followed. They don't want any of that. They're literally like a runaway child, or like you see in like drama movies and stuff like that. The more you chase them, the faster they will run. That's just how it is. And it's extremely more prevalent when someone really, they feel like they can't be with you anymore. The more you chase them, the faster they will run away. And stop chasing them. There's nothing wrong with longing for them, There's nothing wrong with telling them how you feel. And there's nothing wrong with telling them that you're there to listen to them, no matter how crazy, whatever it is they need to say to you, no matter how it sounds, you're there to listen to whatever it is that their issues were in the marriage. Stop chasing them. Don't chase them. Another reason I tell you not to judge, not to keep your eyes on your spouse or on your prodigal spouse, is because when you do that, you are judging them. You are judging their actions, their motives, everything. And so in order to assist myself with driving this point home, I looked up Matthew chapter 7 verses 1 through 5. All right. And it says, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." So in my channel, I give you guys my perspective and I tell you how I felt. But to be honest, if I was to sit here constantly ranting and judging my wife, no one's getting her side of the story, regardless of however it hurts me or the truth or whatever it sounds like from her perspective. I do not judge my wife for what she had going on, and I freed myself from my own personal conviction and judgment for what I had going on, because in doing so, I then allowed room for forgiveness. You have got to forgive yourself for whatever is going on, whatever happened, whatever role you played. You've got to forgive that other person in this marriage. If this is what you truly want, you have to forgive that person. You can judge the actions, but you have to forgive that person. And you don't have to forget, but you have to forgive. And then not only say you forgive, but show it. Smile. Work hard. Laugh hard. You want to hug somebody? Hug them hard. Hug them deep. Hug. Talk to your kids with a softer voice. When there's something that you stand for, stand for it. When there's something that you don't stand for, let it be known. This is my line in the dirt. I don't do this. Because your prodigal spouse has just lost all sense of connection, possibly respect, and direction with who they were once in love with. And it is time for you to reestablish all of that. Women, men, reestablish who you are as a person and an individual. Stop chasing your prodigal spouse. Stop chasing them. And live your life the way God expected you to, the way He is instructing you to. And reach for the best version of yourself every single day, no matter how great or how small. Get out there and do it. This is a brand new day that the Lord has made for us. Your marriage restoration is more than just wishful thinking. It's more than tears in the middle of the night. It is getting up with the confidence and assurance that this is going to happen regardless of what's happening around me and to me. I'm going to emerge as a stronger version of myself. And you tell yourself that. Even when it hurts the most, tell yourself that. Because this, no matter what it is, it's not going to be forever. That's the one thing in the world that's constant, is change. This too will pass. It will not last forever. Alright, you guys, that's it for the video today. I am outside, so I apologize for the audio if it's a little crazy, but I wanted to get outside. It's a nice day. So hopefully the recording and the audio wasn't too bad. If you guys have dug what I said in any way, if it's helped you in any way, please like, share, and subscribe on this video to the channel. I mean, even if you disliked it, whatever. You do what you got to do. Engagement is engagement. Definitely leave me a comment if you would like to add anything And if there's any other questions you have, please don't be afraid to throw them down into the comment section so I can get to them. I see them. I read every single one of them. And may you all have a godly filled and blessed day.